Snow dusts OU's campus. A Norman organization provides shelter for those out in the cold, and destructive California wildfires are nowhere near over. This is OU Nightly.
A sooner snowfall covers campus and will give way to a bone-chilling wake-up call come Tuesday. Hello and thank you for joining us on OU Nightly. I'm Sam Brown.
And I'm Ashley Eddy. This is something we sure don't see in Norman every November, snow falling all day long.
Yeah, it started early this morning and has continued all day long, but warmer ground temperatures have kept much of the snow from sticking.
For OU Nightly meteorologists, they told us that this snow would hit today.
Yeah, but let's get the latest from this early winter blast from Andria Myers.
Guys, it looks like a Christmas card out here right now. Got beautiful snow on the flowers behind us, on the buildings, got some flurries in the air. So it's gorgeous outside, but our temperatures are in the 20s and we got wind chills in the teens and we're still dropping. We actually accumulated about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of snow today in Norman. And we've got that nice northerly wind bringing us blasting cold air into our part of the state. So again, a very cold day, and we're expecting temperatures to remain below freezing tonight. So we'll keep you updated on that. We're going to want to watch our travel conditions with those roads being wet from that snow and those freezing temperatures. So again, if you're going out, make sure to bundle up, wear a nice big thick jacket, good hat, because it's definitely cold outside, and be safe when you're traveling. But for now, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Andrea. As winter weather is setting in across the state, a Norman organization is providing a warm place for those in need. Food and Shelter for Friends in Norman helps low-income and homeless community members. The organization has served Norman for over 30 years. Food and Shelter for Friends provides an overnight shelter on dangerously cold nights. Some families are able to qualify for their Tiny Houses program, and dozens of people take part in the free meals offered there.
We have usually more people that come this time of year, especially on cold nights where we're like packed. So we have the program set up. They can come in at 8 o'clock at night. On days like today, we try to stay open 24 hours a day. So if it's like below freezing, or it just depends on how cold it is, we try to stay open so they have a place to come so nobody freezes to death.
The shelter is always in need of blankets, coats, food, and hygiene products. You can make donations during business hours. They're located on Reed Avenue off of Main Street in Norman. And deadly wildfires in California have claimed dozens of lives and destroyed thousands of homes. Austin Hernandez joins us in the news center with details. Austin?
Yeah, Sam, an estimated 250,000 people have been forced to flee their homes to avoid the three major blazes in the state. California Governor Jerry Brown has urged President Donald Trump to declare a major disaster, a move that would harness more federal emergency funds. Today, as firefighters continue to battle the fires, two more broke out in Southern California. With high winds and very dry air, dangerous fire conditions are expected to continue.
All state, federal, and local agencies are doing everything they can to deal with these fires. Sadly, with these winds, it's not over yet, so please be careful.
6 days after polls closed in the 2018 midterm elections, some races remain undecided. Election workers are still counting ballots in Arizona's Senate race and in Florida's governor and Senate races. President Donald Trump is calling for the recounts to stop and revert back to what was counted for on Election Day. However, Florida Representative Anna Escamani wants to ensure every vote is counted.
This process should be about one thing, and that's ensuring that every legal ballot is counted and protecting the right of every Floridian to have their voice heard in the democratic process. The Florida Democratic Party, along with the campaigns that are engaged with these competitive races, are taking every action to ensure that every vote is counted.
Palestinian militias have launched over 300 rockets into southern Israel. The attack took place within a span of 5 hours. According to Israeli emergency services, about 11 people have been injured. Israel fired back, killing at least 3 in Gaza. Hamas says they view the rocket attacks on Israel as a response to an Israeli military special forces operation inside Gaza Sunday evening that killed 7 Palestinians. And satellite images have revealed hidden North Korean missile bases. Back to you on the studio.
Thank you, Austin. Stan Lee, the mind behind many heroes in the Marvel Universe, has died. The comic giant was rushed by ambulance from his home to a medical center where he later died. He was 95 years old. Lee started Marvel with Jack Kirby in 1961 with the Fantastic Four. He went on to create Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, the Avengers, and many more colorful characters. Lee even made cameo appearances in all of the Marvel movies. The cause of his death is not yet known.
A former Democratic state legislator and Vietnam veteran, Senator Jim Wilson, has died. After battling with cancer, Wilson died at his home yesterday at the age of 71. Wilson had a reputation for defending the rights of the poor and vulnerable during his legislative career. He served two terms in the state house before moving to the Senate, where he served from 2004 to 2012.
Well, the snow outside sure makes it feel like Christmas. Coming up on OU Nightly, what you can do to get into the holiday spirit and help someone else at the same time.
And the target of a Saturday Night Live joke showed up on set, and he had a few bits up his sleeve as well. Hear what he had to say when OU Nightly continues.
Welcome back. As you just saw, technology companies pulled stocks down sharply today. Apple, Amazon, and other big names fell, knocking off more than 600 points from the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Banks and consumer-focused companies also took heavy losses. By midday, the S&P 500 dropped 43 points, while the Nasdaq Composite slid 178 points. The stock market was coming off at least a 2-week winning streak for the benchmark S&P 500.
Marine Corps' Toys for Tots program is underway, collecting unwrapped toys and distributing those toys to less fortunate children. The Toys for Tots program distributes an average of 18 million toys to 7 million children nationally. New toys for all ages are needed, from infant and toddlers to tweens and teens. Informational flyers suggest giving a gift valued at $10 or more. There are 24 collection boxes here in Norman. The boxes on campus will be picked up this Friday.
The president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops announced today it will delay votes on proposed steps to address recent clergy sex abuse scandals. Cardinal Daniel DiNardo said the Vatican asked U.S. bishops to wait until after a global meeting on sex abuse in February. This comes after a Pennsylvania grand jury report in August alleged more than 1,000 children had been abused in 6 dioceses over the last 7 decades. The bishops can still discuss the propositions to combat abuse, which include a new code of conduct and a new creation of a special commission to oversee complaints against bishops.
The California wildfires have forced hundreds of thousands of residents to evacuate.
And some notable celebrities were among those affected. Olivia Whitehead joins us now in the E-Report with more details. Olivia.
The fires ripping through Southern California forced multiple residents to evacuate, including some celebrities whose homes were lost to the blazes. Neil Young, Gerard Butler, and Miley Cyrus are among those whose houses were taken by the Woolsey fire. Lady Gaga documented the evacuation from her Malibu home, and she, alongside many others, have taken to Twitter to thank the firefighters, police, and first responders fighting in the fires. And he may not have responded to the California fires, but one pop singer is making sure people can count on him like 1, 2, 3 this holiday season. Bruno Mars landed in his native state of Hawaii over the weekend, where he celebrated his 24-karat magic world tour. Now he's taking that 24-karat magic and sharing it this Thanksgiving. Mars is teaming up with the Salvation Army for its 48th annual Thanksgiving dinner meal program and will provide 24,000 Thanksgiving meals to benefit those in Hawaii. And 'tis the season for giving and apparently forgiving. A week after Saturday Night Live comedian Pete Davidson made fun of veteran and Congressman-elect Lieutenant Commander Dan Crenshaw, it was Crenshaw's turn to get back. Crenshaw showed up during Davidson's apology on SNL's Weekend Update and cracked a few jokes of his own.
Last week, I made a joke about a picture of you, and I feel like it would only be fair if you got me back and made fun of a picture of me. Does that sound okay?
I don't really need to do that.
No, come on. I deserve it.
All right, I'll do it.
Please? All right.
This is Pete Davidson. He looks like if the meth from Breaking Bad was a person. No, this is fun. This is fun.
Cool.
He looks like Martin Short in the Santa Claus 3. By the way, one of these people was actually good on SNL.
After joking around, he went on to say that this was a lesson that Americans can forgive each other, and then went to remind people that they should always continue to connect with veterans. But I have to say, he definitely could be on SNL one day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was watching that segment live, and I was like, those are the funniest jokes I've heard all night.
And I was like, I'm proud of you. Way to go back and show that you can do that.
I'm glad he allowed him to get back at him a little bit. It's all fun.
It's nice that
all fun and games.
Yeah, it's nice that they actually made up and forgave each other. That's the beauty of it all.
Yeah,
exactly.
Love it. Thank you so much, Olivia. Well, the snow hasn't stopped falling pretty much all day.
Yeah, meteorologist Andria Myers will have more on the winter weather when we return.
Don't call me. Hello guys, welcome back to OU Nightly. We're taking a look outside here and it is still beautiful to look at right now, if not a little bit chilly. Let's take a look at those temperatures. We are sitting in the mid to upper 20s across the region right now, a little bit warmer in Tulsa, but overall it's a very chilly day. Now let's take a look at what happened with that snow. We've got this first band that moved through out east, and then we get this second band of snow that you can see right here that starts to move back into Norman, and that's what caused those flurries this afternoon. So let's take a closer look at that. We have this nice first band of snow that moved through here this morning, and that's what caused the majority of that precipitation that we got today. And then that second band moved through, and that's where we saw those flurries tonight. Now let's take a look at our radar here. You can see these lighter greens are where the heavier precipitation is, so really not too much snow right now, mostly flurries for our part of the state. Now for our snow accumulation, we did get quite a bit in the western part right here, over 4 inches south of Woodward and Enid. And now in the central part of the state, we got a little bit less, not quite an inch here in Norman, but Oklahoma City did see its record snowfall for this time of year at 0.7 inches, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. Now for our evening planner tonight, we're starting at 27 at 8 p.m., working our way down to 25 by midnight. So very chilly night, gonna be windy, but no more snow to speak of. Now you can see that northerly wind keeping us nice and cold in the teens and low 20s for the rest of the night. Now into tomorrow, we're starting out at 23 at 8 a.m. with sunshine, working our way only up to 34, so just a touch above freezing by 5 p.m. tomorrow. And you can see we still got those northerly winds keeping us nice and cool into tomorrow in the mid 30s, low 40s for the rest of the state. Now for Tuesday, it's going to be chilly. We're going to have below freezing temperatures, so you'll want to watch out for that. And then Wednesday, we're going to be warming up into the rest of the week. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrea. The Oklahoma City Veterans Affairs healthcare system has recently seen a surgeon shortage. This comes after the unexpected departure of 2 employees who left the hospital without a general surgeon on call or available for overnight emergencies for a number of days this month. Some veterans are being transferred somewhere else during this surgeon shortage, and the facility is working to fill these positions, and they are hoping to have new surgeons starting soon.
Safe to say you only needed one word to describe Saturday's game: bedlam.
Tevis Hillis has more on the Sooners' nail-biting win over Oklahoma State.
There's only one Oklahoma and only 1 point separating the Sooners and Cowboys. And Baker Mayfield was lighting up the Falcons yesterday. Sports is on the way. Sooner fans might not think Saturday's Bedlam win was an award winner, but it was for Kennedy Brooks. He was honored as Big 12 Newcomer of the Week after rushing for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. As for whether or not OU helped themselves in the race for playoff, let's turn it over to Colin Kennedy and Josh Callway.
Lincoln Riley said it best.
Yeah.
That's why they call it Bedlam. 48-47 Sooners in an absolute thriller, Josh.
Yeah, man. Sheesh. Sheesh is all I got. Taylor Cornelius came out ready to go.
Yep.
This was a weird one. This was wild. This was Bedlam. It lived up to the name.
I don't really know how you react to a football game like this, but you're going to have to try,
I'll
Josh.
try, yeah.
Give me your number one reaction following this football game.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's not a lot of sugarcoating this. Oklahoma State's not that good, and their offense shredded Oklahoma's defense today. And even in the second half, the offense didn't play that great. You know, they still were 48 points, which says how good the offense is, but they had chances to pull away. Lincoln Riley said as such, and they just didn't. This is ugly. This is not. They are very fortunate to have won this game, and this game does not look good on a resume. This is a concerning game.
At the end of it all, though, they said it best: a win is a win.
It is a win,
and it's a much-needed win because as the season moves along, they just needed to keep winning to keep themselves in contention for the playoffs. How do you think this game impacts their season moving forward?
Yeah, it's concerning in the level of I don't know if they can contend for a title, but not in the level of they can still make the playoff. I think they're basically in the same boat. You need Michigan and Notre Dame to lose.
Next up, Senior Day against the Kansas Jayhawks right here on this field before they call it a season here in Norman and they go on the road to West Virginia.
That game's looking very concerning.
Yeah,
right
it's going to be a wild way to end the year. Can't wait for it, but for right now, you have to keep it with OU Nightly and OUNightly.com for all Sooner football action.
One other football piece of news, Marquise Hollywood Brown was named one of 11 semifinalists for the Biletnikoff Award that goes to the nation's outstanding receiver. And you can learn more about him by catching tonight's Sooner Sports Pad with Lauren Linville and her friends.
Hey Tevis, on tonight's show we have a terrific feature story on Hollywood and a whole lot more. All-American gymnasts Yul Moldauer and Levi Anderson will join us in studio. We'll talk about which spring sports have us the most excited. And of course, some terrific viral videos coming your way. So catch us tonight on Fox Sports Oklahoma right after the Thunder game. And if you missed that one, we'll be here on OUTV tomorrow right after this newscast. Back to you, Tevis.
Thanks, Lauren. And with that weather, I am glad we are moving inside. Tonight, OU men's basketball will head to San Antonio after a win on Friday night. And the men weren't the only ones winning. The women took home the W against Western Kentucky. Sophomore Shayna Pellington scored a career high of 33 points alongside freshman guard Taylor Robertson, adding 24. This was the Sooners' 11th consecutive win in a season opener. Next game is Thursday at home against Northwestern State Demons. Happy 30th birthday, Russell Westbrook. While he might not be playing tonight, his team is hoping to start a new winning streak after losing to the Mavs Saturday. The Thunder will host the Phoenix Suns, who they beat earlier in the season. Tip-off is at 7. The Cleveland Browns snapped a 4-game losing streak by grounding the Atlanta Falcons 28-16. And 2 rookies helped do the hefty lifting. Running back Nick Chubb scored on the longest touchdown run in team's history. And former OU QB Baker Mayfield completed his 13 passes and threw for 3 touchdowns. Mayfield has expecting to play well. He was feeling some type of way.
And when I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
Care to expand on that?
I just woke up feeling real dangerous.
Guys, I felt pretty dangerous this morning, but I'm hoping he'll feel pretty dangerous the rest of the time.
Yeah, he's going to need to. He's got some tough games later on.
Tough games, but it's exciting. We love him.
I like that little smirk he has.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Tevis.
I love it. Thank you.
Thanks.
A Tennessee man died with no family and was going to be buried alone. Then, a different family showed up. Stick around.
I'm McKenzie Gladney at the OU Nightly Update Desk. An Oklahoman Future Farmers of America Club received donations and support after a barn fire on Saturday. Cashton School says 3 show hogs, a sheep, and a goat have already been replaced. The school district says they are humbled by the support, which includes donations around the states, including some as far away as Georgia. Firefighters put out the fire in 10 minutes, but the electrically caused fire destroyed a barn with livestock inside. For more updates, follow OU Nightly on social media.
All right, thank you, Mackenzie. The term brothers in arms is accurate for a reason. Despite not being related to each other, soldiers would do anything for one another. This is just one example of that brotherhood. Leo Stokely died last week in his home state of Tennessee at the age of 69 and was going to be buried alone because he had no family.
Yeah, Sam, word spread around the area and over 300 people came to the funeral, many of which were fellow war veterans. Stokely was a sergeant in the Marine Corps and served in the Vietnam War. But several veterans attending the funeral said it doesn't matter what war soldiers fought in, they're all a brotherhood.
Yeah,
absolutely
incredible.
Awesome.
All right, you said that we broke a record today, or Oklahoma City might have. What's that record?
Yes, they did. Oklahoma City broke their record of snowfall for today at 0.7 inches downtown. So
wow, a whole 0.7 inches.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, right? It's exciting.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
I love snow, so I love it. All right, thank you so much. And thank you for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.